Hey, it's your boy Jack Cuber, and as of recently, I had went onto Reddit asking people what 3x3 tutorials they would want to see, and then I stumbled upon this comment. And practice methods is definitely something I want to go over with all of you guys. In this video, I'm going to be going over top 5 of the best practice methods that you can do in order to improve your cubing. So now grab your cube and let's get right into it. Just to get this one out of the way, I know you guys probably heard this like over a million times, but training tip number 1 will be slow solves. But I want to get into a little bit more depth as to how to do slow solves. There's 2 different kinds of slow solve variations I really like to do. First one being an untimed slow solve, where I'm focused on trying to have the most efficient solution possible. When doing untimed slow solves, the number 1 thing you want to try to do is become experimental. Try to come up with a more efficient cross and try to do those new algorithms that you have just learned, whether if it's OLL, PLL, or even F2L. For the second one, when you're doing a timed slow solve, your main focus should be to make your solve as fluid as possible. Just trying to spot your pieces faster or just max out your look ahead. Challenge yourself by seeing how fast you can solve with slow turns. Now for our very second practice method, my favorite of all time for look ahead, which is doing cross and F2L blindfolded. The way you would approach this drill is highly dependent on what level you are currently at. If you can't predict your cross during inspection, try to inspect as long as possible until you know what your cross solution is, and then close your eyes for each F2L pair you do and just regularly solve last layer. This drill is great for not looking at your cross or F2L pairs during your solve, making it much easier to recognize your next case you are planning to do. Our very next tip, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. You will not miss any kind of cubing gains whatsoever. On a real note, let's now get into our very third tip, which is going to be just timing your F2L solves alone. This practice tip, your main goal is to turn fast and try to figure out what F2L cases you are really struggling on. For this drill, I don't use inspection at all because I want to try to predict as many pairs as I possibly can for this. And with this, I try to just turn as fast as I possibly can. And if there's anything holding me back, like any kind of cases, that's when I try to really review what I need to work on there. I would also suggest that for you too. For our very fourth practice method you could do is going to be doing last slot, last layer. Doing the very last slot, what you really want to focus on is how it affects your edges on your last layer. And if you're even more advanced, you could even try to predict your OLL. But the whole purpose of this drill is to try to recognize OLL as fast as possible and try to execute OLL and PLL with really high TPS. This is actually a drill I hardly do myself, and my times here are really showing that. I'm really glad I recorded that and was able to show it to you guys as well, because it really goes to show that there are a few things that are very major in my solves that are holding me back. And when doing any of these drills, hopefully you could do the same thing for you guys and really open your eyes on what you could really work on in your solves. And now for our fifth and final practice method is going to be just timing PLL execution alone. So there's 2 ways you can do this. First one, not worrying about any kind of AUFs whatsoever and just straight spamming TPS on your PLL. Or what I'm doing in these clips, which is just trying to recognize PLL from whatever angle the scramble gives me and then predict whatever AUF I get after the PLL. So that's it for this video. That's all the tips I have that I personally find the most effective in terms of practice methods. And if you're looking for any more tips and tutorials, you could definitely go ahead and check out my channel. I have a lot of tips and I also have a lot of example solves that you could go ahead and check out. And if you think I left anything out in this video or have any other video suggestions that I could do, go ahead and comment those down below. And that's all. Peace out.